Today I wanted to talk a bit about the new Joolz Hub2, which just launched and unfortunately isn't available here in Norway yet, but where a full reworking of the chassis design in comparison to previous iterations of the model has made the Hub2 essentially a whole new stroller. So let's jump straight into it then, going over what's clearly positive with the new design from the information that's available, as well as which characteristics seem unfortunately to have been downgraded. And starting off with child comfort, there are a few definite advantages with the Hub2 seat versus previous iterations, in large mesh panels in the seat back beneath a removable seat liner for added ventilation, a newborn approved full flat position, in most regions outside the US at least, while in the States, the position is only near flat due to safety regulations. And lastly, with the model now having a front frame mounted footrest, which was sorely needed on past versions of the Hub to better fit older toddlers. Beyond the seat, the bassinet has also been updated, appearing to be a bit deeper, having increased airflow, and supposedly being overnight approved as a travel crib, which is of course a major positive, though I'd note that rules with this tend to vary from region to region. As far as parent comfort is concerned, there are a few smaller changes in that the handlebar now stretches a little higher, with a maximum height of 108 centimeters versus 106 on the Hub Plus, and the shopping basket is also a bit more open, no longer being bisected by a crossbar, and has double the weight capacity at 10 kilos. These are nice changes, of course, though they pale in comparison to the bigger updates achieved with the new chassis design, which are firstly a reduction in weight to 9.3 kilos, a key change for being competitive on the current market with strollers of this sort, as far as my experience with patrons goes, a reduction in folded size, and a new, more simply designed, one-handed folding system located in the center of the chassis adjacent to the folding hubs themselves, which naturally makes folding the model easier and pairs well with the fact that it can be folded with the seat attached in either facing, as well as a convenient shoulder strap for when you need to carry the model. The last area that I want to look at with the Hub2 is driving characteristics, where, from what I can see, there are a few clear downgrades from the previous iterations, with the Hub2 having lost the larger sized rear wheels, and also most likely having inferior rear frame suspension, which will naturally make it less usable in off-road conditions than the previous models were. Joolz still claims four-wheel suspension with the model, but the big fat suspension hinges from the previous versions have clearly been replaced by a more vertical setup, and my guess is that, at best, the Hub2 is likely to perform roughly as well as models like the Triv Next and the Bugaboo Dragonfly, meaning good enough for most urban conditions, even with a little bit of occasional rougher stuff like cobblestones and park terrain, but not as well as it did before on anything beyond this. In any case, those are my initial notes on the Hub2. If you have any comments or questions about the model, please leave them below, and we'll take them into consideration when we eventually do a proper review. In addition, if you're currently shopping for a stroller, we have a buyer's guide on our Patreon page, which lists a wide range of models that we recommend, with a lot of technical and lifestyle related information. You can find it by following the link in the description. Thank you.